When we went through the process of Let Me Sleep Forever, before we even had a name for the record, we were just kind of demoing out some material with songs like 4212. We did like scratch recordings.
There's probably a lot of white noise right now because I haven't really sound checked anything yet either.
Almost immediately after we finished recording our first EP, we actually started writing for this record, which should give you an idea of exactly how long of a process this has been.
I guess I could say this album has been kind of challenging. It's been being tracked for close to 2 years, if not over 2 years now.
This took 2 years to do, and we didn't even realize how long it was going to take for us to record and fully produce a full-length record until we were already in the midst of it. And that's where Drake came into play.
I want to give a big shout out to Drake Thompson. He came in, absolutely killed it on drums. He's a phenomenal drummer. Great person to work with, too.
Just a really, really great drummer.
What was it, 3 days? I think we spent 3 days tracking the drums. Yeah. It's fun.
A handful of the first songs were actually written fully live before we did any tracking. So we had kind of a short break in writing and recording when we went through some member changes and stuff like that. And then I think the song that really got us back into the writing process was Sundial.
That was the song that really kicked things into high gear. I know I said before, like, we demoed out like 4212 at the beginning, but that was like really rough compared to how in depth we went with Sundial.
That was the first song that we actually sort of rough tracked and attempted to form it into there's a bug attacking me. I think Sundial was the song that sort of pushed us back into the direction of writing and recording. It was the first song that we actually rough tracked.
And it's another great depiction of what happens through the mind of someone who struggles with mental illness and wondering if they're going to see the brighter side of life. The question is always there in the back of their mind, and that song really conveys that message in the strongest way possible. We knew right then and there where we wanted the direction of this record to go.
It's crazy to think that just the tracking process of this album took almost a full year.
We were writing the songs like a year prior to recording. So we spent like a year writing, and then it's taken about another year to do all the tracking. Each instrument was tracked at a different time and basically at a different place every single time.
We actually recorded drums first, and then I recorded bass at Dakota's old house. We did a lot of different experimentation with tones on this record as well. I think personally I have 4 or 5 different bass tones used as opposed to just using one throughout, and I think that really helps with the dynamics of the album.
Then we actually went back to Jay's to record the guitars a few months after that.
And we went back and recorded guitars for, I think it was 3 or 4 days.
Breaking up. Nothing else to it. It's awesome with a low power or high pass filter. Yeah. So clean, not clean. This type of distortion.
We have to give a huge shout out to Jay Moss, for letting us use his studio to record drums in, to record guitars in. He's also doing the master for the album. So huge shout out to Jay Moss. Thanks, Jay. We love you.
I went through a really rough period throughout this entire recording process. My depression was really bad, to the point where I was at such a low point. These songs just kind of started pouring out. The lyrics just kind of every day just started coming together piece by piece.
With our first EP, Bottled Up, we had a story behind that EP. It was kind of a concept album, but with this full length, we decided not to do the concept thing. We wrote these songs more about personal experiences. Each song kind of has, a story behind it.
The lyricism on certain songs in particular that really stand out to me. Shy, I think, is a very good introductory point, mainly because of the fact that we really don't wait to put you in that sense of uneasy feeling. Shy is that song that kind of just drops you off in the hole, and then you got to dig yourself out of it. I wrote Shy with the concept in mind of people in my life who have tried to tell me that things get better and that nothing stays terrible forever. That song is pretty much about my depiction of shying away from everybody who just wanted the best for, my mental health and for my genuine outcome in life.
About the mean cat called Tom and a clever mouse called Jerry.
At the stop sign, turn left.
So Tom and Jerry was written after an unfortunate event that happened to us that some of you guys may have heard about. The morning that we woke up to go record the Bottled Up EP, we actually had our practice space broken into, and all of our studio money and several guitars and equipment was all stolen. Fortunately, because of you guys, we were able to raise enough money to still record the EP and put it out, and the rest was history.
That song has very personal aspects to it, considering that it was written about someone who we considered to be a family friend who ended up being a thief.
So right after the break-in, there is actually another robbery at our practice space, which was our singer Ian's house, and the person who did it actually stole a member of his family's car. So
Lo and behold, he was apprehended, he did his sentence and everything like that, but
he was actually a close family friend of Ian and the rest of his family. So he felt particularly strongly about that situation happening and kind of feeling backstabbed. So Tom and Jerry was a way to sort of let out his aggression.
I remember just getting so mad about that situation, chilling out with him and treating him like he was a member of our family, and not knowing that he could do something so backhanded. Tom and Jerry was written about this person and about the vengeful nature that I think we all have inside at times when we're mad about things and we're just kind of writhing in our own rage. Tom and Jerry is that song for those people. So if you ever have someone that you're really mad at, Tom and Jerry is a perfect song for you. So what do you call this invention? The whammy screw.
Whammy driver.
The whammy driver. I like that. Yeah, so we didn't have a whammy bar. So we decided to make one out of the screwdriver.
Yeah.
I think that was the one. Yeah.
I would say it's by far the heaviest thing that we've written as a band so far, both instrumentally and lyrically as well.
Roughly one of the darkest, if not the darkest songs on the album.
I think for me personally, Addiction is my favorite song that we've ever written as a band. Instrumentally, it's everything that I would have imagined our band to be, and it's really how I see us meeting our full potential. If you listen to the song at face value, it's of course about drug addiction, but I think on a deeper level, that song is more so about vices and how everyone has them, and how sometimes you can turn to things that are negative or harmful to you as a way to sort of help with whatever you're going through.
The substance calls, and so I open up the door.
And I think that's a message that everyone can relate to in one way or another. And as a whole, I'm just really proud of that song, and it's definitely one that I will hold close to me for a very long time. think as dark and as bleak as our music can seem at times, it's pretty easy to tell that we have a good time recording and just having fun in the studio.
Whoa.
Let's do it! Bring up the elephants! Yeah! We actually used Jay's son Dean's kid xylophone on some of these songs. It was surprisingly in key. It worked. So listen really closely on some of these songs. You might be able to hear child xylophone, child xylophone toy. Thanks, Dean. Close calls about a car crash.
So before we actually finished tracking for the album, Dakota and I moved into a place together and we made it our goal to build a home studio.
We actually just finished building right before we started tracking the vocals.
It was a fun process to build. We're definitely going to be putting it to use more in the future, and it was great to kind of finish up the last Veranda record as well at the new studio.
Started really going to town on these vocals and getting everything kind of fine-tuned. A songbird tried to give me this advice. She said, if you want it bad enough, you'll make the sacrifice to kill the things within you don't like. Or do you spit it out like every harmony, every scream section, really just being nitpicky and just trying to get the best product that we possibly could. I just breathed in a pocket of lint. Oh, damn it! Right when things were heating up. Why? Still. I'm dying. Just throws up.
This is the first full-length record that I've, done the tracking for and I'm doing the mixing for. And because it's my own band's music, I kind of hyper-focus on everything. And I want to make everything sound perfect, but sometimes you can overdo it. So it's been kind of challenging making sure that I step back from it and think about this from the listener's point of view.
So we have to dub that.
Yep. He genuinely wanted things to sound as good as they were possibly going to sound.
How's it feel to know your ghost? Get away. It's all you're looking for. Escape from all your faults. You're seeing fractals every night. That I made will be my own to a world that tells a different story. One that I was never told. But this was all I grasped when I was
So, with all that being said, I really hope that you guys enjoy Let Me Sleep Forever.
think all of us put our blood, sweat, and tears into every aspect of this record, and you can really hear that throughout. It's a great way to close our chapter as a band, and I really wouldn't have it any other way.
All the people who have listened to our band from day one, we really appreciate all that you've done. Going out to the shows that we played, all around the support that you've given to us is amazing. And so, you know, it's sad to say that this is the last record, but at the same time, I think that this is the best closing point for us as a group.
More than anything, all of us just want to say thank you to you guys.
This album has shown us many things. It's taught us things. Will you be ahead of the learning curve?